Hey, it's Hannah. Hannah Baker.
Trying to remember the good times and trying to forget the bad times.
I don't know if anybody out there can relate, but like I have a hard time with life sometimes.
Right.
Sometimes it's great, but a lot of times for me it's really hard. And no matter how I'm feeling, like I always find myself like struggling with certain patterns of behavior. I find myself like stuck in like the same thing that keeps repeating over and over again, and I'm just like, how am I in this?
Welcome, my friends, to this quaint little show about a little marionette named Cicero. Now gather around and let's take a journey and meet our puppet friend and his string-pulling carny. For 36 years, Cicero danced on the stage into blank-looking faces he stared every day. Our poor little friend got pulled all around by a string-pulling master who hid from the crowd. Our poor little friend seemed to have no control, for he was a puppet, all wood with no soul. 4 shows a day, then tossed in a box, Cicero soon realized that he had enough. The power that the string puller seemed to possess, Cicero would find out how to get it, and soon was obsessed. Every day while alone in his box, Cicero studied the string puller's moves like a fox. On one curious day, the string puller's brothers were lost, all 3 to the grave, an unbearable cost. Not 6 months later, to the day, the string puller was greeted with more true dismay. See, his angel on fire, who he thought was the one, had decided the string puller would not have a son. It was in that moment that Cicero noticed the flaw, for the string puller's heart is where the power did draw. He watched how he screamed and grabbed at his chest. One bottle after another fell to the floor with the rest. Cicero knew that his master's powers were weak, and soon the string puller's strength would be his to keep. Until the day he brought her home, called her his daydreaming beauty, he knew she was his love. With this woman's love, the string puller's powers did grow, but he was more damaged than she'd ever know. For the string puller seemed to get lost in his head, with the demons of the past keeping him from their bed. After a noble effort, she had had enough. She packed up her bags and said, "Asshole, fuck off." As the following weeks and months fell away, Cicero watched as the string puller's powers did fade. A loud crashing boom awoke him in his box. He quickly jumped to his feet and ran to the lock. Slowly his eyes peered through the haze, till the mass of discolored, molted gray. Like a child on Christmas, Cicero jumped to his feet, for this was the time, the power he'd keep. With the care of the surgeon and the hands of an ox, Cicero cut the string puller from his head to his coccyx. After some ick and a lot of some ew, the prize of the day slowly came into view. The string puller's heart was damaged and old, but when no one suspected, it was made of gold. Our puppet friend ripped himself off a piece and molded and sculpted a heart for his need. As he stood there awaiting his powers to peak, he noticed something odd into his head slowly creep. This mysterious feeling he felt quickly grow into a thunderous echo he felt swallow him whole. What this adorable puppet could not have seen is that the emotions of man are a turbulent sea. With an eruption of hate came a cascade of love, and for a moment of sadness rained joy from above. That string puller man left one thing unseen. Without the silence of sadness, true joy could not ring. Twisted and tortured by this heart's every beat, our defeated puppet searched quick for relief. With escaping this prison being his one true desire, Cicero ran fleet of foot and tossed himself in the fire. This story was odd and strange, I'll be told, but so is this life I found as I go. The moral I'll leave up to the guests, but one thing before we all go and rest. Remember that those who seem to have all the power may be a shell of a man, a true wilted flower. Our compassion for each other must grow each day as it passes, because one day we'll end up like this puppet, a pile of ash.